What's up guys, Marcus Pixfer here, and today I'm gonna be doing something quite special. Recently, a bunch of YouTubers organized by Nando v Movies got together to create the One Excellent Scene playlist, so I decided to join in. As you may know if you've been following my channel, Legion is my favorite TV show, and when Nando said this in his video,
"Let's make this series about all X media. Comics, shows, games."
I thought, that's a perfect excuse for me to talk about Legion once again, so here we are. There will be spoilers for Legion ahead, so be warned. So, Legion has some incredible scenes, be it because of the acting or cinematography or the writing, since everything in that show is fantastic. But one scene that has stuck with me since the first time I watched the show was a scene in the beginning of the Season 2 finale, Chapter 19. See, Noah Hawley and the other writers did a great job building up to the finale. David lying to Sid and the rest of the team, Farouk betraying David's trust and killing David's sister Amy, David abandoning Sid once again after he promised he wouldn't do so.
To be fair, I left a note this time.
And David torturing Oliver thinking he was torturing Farouk without caring about Oliver's well-being. And future Sid telling Farouk that David is the person who destroys the world and that Farouk could be the one that saves it, flipping the show on its head.
And now you're telling me that the opposite is true. That the villain is a hero. And the hero is the villain.
All of that culminated into Sid realizing David was the bad guy, and the viewer realized that with her. So, when David and Farouk fight in the beginning of Chapter 19, we don't know who we're supposed to root for. Not only that, but the fight being shown through animation in the sky, like a real fight between telepaths, is brilliant. It just shows Noah Hawley's brilliant creativity when writing this show. All of the build-up that was made throughout the season brought the show to this point, where we see the main character fight the antagonist. The only thing is that we don't know who's the hero and who's the villain. On the one hand, David is the protagonist we've grown attached to since Season 1, and Farouk has killed mercilessly and has destroyed David's life since David was born. But, on the other hand, we know from future Sid that David destroys the world, and that Farouk is the only one that can stop David from doing that. And we know David isn't a good person, despite what he says.
I am a good person. I deserve love.
So, when they fight, the idea of one of them being a hero isn't present, because both of them are bad people. The moral ambiguity is shown with the song that the characters sing when they fight, Behind Blue Eyes from The Who. David singing a song about having to carry the burden of lying.
No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be vented, to telling only lies.
And being hated, and that he isn't as bad of a person as he seems to be, and that his vengeance upon Farouk is never free, meaning that revenge has and will continue to take a toll on David, summarizes what we've seen this season. It shows that the writers understood what they were doing when writing the show. They understood their characters and the journey they went through. David saying that his vengeance is never free also explains why David wants to reset the world in Season 3. The lyrics of the song fit perfectly with the character's situation at that moment, like Farouk singing that he has some type of pain that no one comprehends, and he blames David for that. Because, as Farouk says later in the episode, and as we saw throughout 2 seasons of this show, Farouk wanted David to join him. He wanted David to love him, like he was David's father. That scene works perfectly, with the writing that is consistent with everyone's character, the beautiful cinematography, the song that fits perfectly the situation the characters are in, and with really creative visuals, altogether making a scene that has everything it needs to be as impactful as it is. This type of creativity and talent put into show in Legion is something I don't think we'll ever see from another show. Mr. Robot and Utopia have similar things, but Legion just brings everything to another level, and Noah Hawley presents these ideas perfectly, working with the show's cinematographers Dana Gonzalez and Craig Robolski. But even with that great cinematography and the great writing, the scene only works because of the acting from Dan Stevens and Navid Negaban, because their performances, be it with their singing or their expressions, shows the journey they went through from the beginning of the show, even before that, since Farouk has lived for thousands of years, and how it all culminated into this, and how everything that happened in the show and before the show that the characters went through left them at this point. Not only that, but we know that if Farouk doesn't beat David here, David will destroy the world, or at least if Farouk isn't powerful enough to stop David from destroying the world. So the stakes are very high, be it the emotional stakes, because of the emotional journeys we saw the characters go through from the beginning of Season 1 until now, or the stakes of having the entire world destroyed, which is a very high possibility, given David's powers and his mental instability. And all of this worked because the writers put in the legwork to make everything work from the beginning of Season 1 until now. and it also sets up how season 3 will happen, not only following perfect cause and effect, but showing how everything affects the characters, making this scene be the highest point of quality of the show, because it's the moment that everything changes, and everything changes in a fantastic way, because of how well done it was. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Legion is a very underrated show that everyone needs to watch, and this scene is a perfect example of why the show is so good. This is one excellent scene from one excellent show. Thank you, Nando, for giving me the chance to talk about Legion again. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you're new, check out Legion. You may have guessed from watching this video that I quite like Legion. So yeah, I really recommend you watch it. Yeah, till next time guys, bye bye.
To be the bad man, to be the sad man.